new crime. It's an old crime. The technology has given you a lead. Today, if you see the kind of freebies offered on the online thing, anybody can erase a certificate name, post theirs, and present it as theirs. Okay, so the technology has created a menace. A lot of forging messages in the name of SMS or WhatsApp, etc. A lot of spoof messages in the email, etc. are coming. So these are the real, reasons for the cybercrime. Why the people are doing cybercrime, trying to spoof the identity, steal the identity, impersonate the identity, forge their documents, forge their messages, portray as one, and create a menace in the cyber world. Today here we are just joined to make a little bit better cyber world, make practice some hygiene, be a better netizens of this internet. Now, who becomes victim? These are the typical four people who become victim. I come under the fourth category. I will come to it. First is the gullible guy. Too much of trusting. India is like full of trustworthy people. Like मेरा दोस्त ने किया गलत हो ही नहीं सकता. मेरे माँ बाप ने बोला तो गलत हो ही नहीं सकता. मेरे बहन भाई ने बोला कोई गलत हो ही नहीं सकता. Too much of trusting. Too much of trusting. In a group, anybody sends a message. अरे group में भेजा तो सही होगा. क्लिक कर दो बाद में बलि चढ़ जाओ. It is so much of trusting factor in India. It's a good also, but not to trust something on the technology. See, you can trust a person on the individual level, but when any technology comes, he or she are very much blindly following is too much of negative side in their life. A lot of people today end up accepting a friendship in a Facebook, thinking that they are increasing one. Your Facebook friend list is not a stock market where you accept one friend means you have purchased one share which is gonna give you a good hike. It can give a spike also of tension. So you need not be gullible. Try to understand which particular person, why is he connecting to you, why he needs to connect to you, etc. etc. Then second is desperados and greedy people. This is never less. Like everybody wants to get rich, that like that Hera Fairy Akshay Kumar, he always says shortcut mein rich banne ka. Okay, so everyone is greedy today. Everybody wants to try their luck. Everyone knows that there's a money in the internet. There is too much of money in the internet. How the money needs to be earned instead of evaluating that, they become an easy victim to somebody who's offering a hand or saying like I will make you rich in 2 days. You start investing this thing. There are unlucky people who are very well aware of all these things, who practice a good cyber hygiene, but end of the day, sometimes comes out of their a little bit of they run out of the patience, or their tolerance goes weak, or they get irritated and they end up being a victim over here. I'll quote a very small example how the unlucky people are. Both of the classical one example and try to give you a new example where I was one of them. I was not one of them, I was about to be one of them. So one of the oldest strategy is that earlier when we want to know what is happening in the room, the earlier movies used to show that keep on ringing the telephone in the office or the home. So people will raise and say hello. They don't answer. They keep it. Again the ring comes. People will say hello and they keep it. A third time they pick up. People will say hello. And then they, even if they disconnect from here, since the other person is not hanged up, it will not end up in disconnecting the phone. So they will keep it aside, thinking that the phone is cut. And whatever discussion happens in that very room is all absorbed, all eavesdropped by the other guy. Okay. Those are the kind of unluckiness of the technology at those days. Today, if you see, a lot of people are having Swiggy deliveries, etc. Okay, so it might happen one of the guys last month ended up coming to me and very boldly, confidently asked, money. So I said like it is a prepaid. So he said like I didn't get it. So before then I immediately looked into my application. Instead of pulling out the pocket, he said like no, abhi confirmation aa gaya. Okay, so the kind of body language and the confidence he was having, he has done it couple of times. That's the reason I think so. He was very sure that people end up whatever happens. So a lot of unlucky people have complained to me that they have ended up paying the guy, and now Swiggy is like not entertaining, and that guy is telling that he complained about the customer, he was very rude, etc., and now he's trapping him for the money. So you have to be extra aware or careful when you are handling with this kind of delivery persons next time. Unskilled and inexperienced, no matter how well educated, no matter how much of awareness program we end up attending, somewhere, some or either, where we all are unskilled and inexperienced. Okay, we might be both, or we can be either of it. Okay, just a minute, just a minute. Pragati, I'm in the middle of the lecture delivering. I will give you a call after 1 hour. Okay, so these are the typical four kind of victims whom we come across. Now, what is the impact of cybercrime? Definitely, if it's revenue involved, is loss of revenue. But there are indirect loss of revenue also, which we never calculate. For example, some people say, okay, I didn't lose money, okay. But for example, somebody's Facebook account is hijacked today when I'm delivering the lecture. What will happen? He or she will not be attentive over here. He or she will leave everything and try to take a grasp of the Facebook. So one particular man day is gone in that. Second 2 3 days you are under the psychological impact that again somebody will not ask. You will extra check where you used to check once in a week. Now you will start checking every 1 hour. So that is going to affect your productivity. Okay, once your productivity is damaged, you are wasting too much of time. Why your productivity is reduced? Because you are wasting too much of time, and that will lead to your reputational damage, etc., etc. So either of the straight or indirectly, direct or indirect, there is a revenue loss. Lot of time are wasted. If you see a simple crime when it comes to you, like a Facebook identity theft crime comes to you, now what do? You will leave everything and you start concentrating on learning how to report this, how to get rid of this, how to get hold of the other guy and his number, etc., etc., etc. Somebody also effectively manages to damage your reputation by publishing false information about you, or broadcasting negative things, or morphing your image and putting something else in the video, starting blackmailing you. That way they can damage your reputation. So you have to be very, very careful what kind of videos, what kind of images are you uploading, and how it is publicly available. Just in the name of popularity, you should not end up being popular in the other way around, in the bad way around. Okay, in either of these three, when these three things are harmed, your productivity will be definitely damaged, because you will not be able to concentrate anything over the productive side, or the utilizing your talents in the right way, bringing up to your education to the good level of application development, etc. So this is the kind of impact what cybercrime has today. Now, who are the typical cyber criminal profile? If you see, very first number, if you say disgruntled employees, the employee is not happy with the company, with his paycheck, with the environment, with his colleagues, or he has some flaming thing, or he has some bad experience with his crush, etc., etc., etc. And prove the elders that they have surpassed every barrier, and they are the one who are real things, and not the other guys who have taken so long time to achieve anything in their life. Professional hackers, definitely, as these are the people, these are the pack of, or the herds of gang, where their main job is to create winners within for against the country, against the big organization, against the community, etc., etc. So their intention is to destroy, do, and then they will go underground for a long periods, because they have done their job. Business rivalry. It was earlier back then and even today. And since everything was on the internet, we can also see not business level, economical rivalry between two countries like Pakistan and India. They keep on attacking each other. Okay. Now, fifth one is particularly divorced husband or ex-boyfriend. This is abundant. I will not say the girls are not competing, but the numbers are very, 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 very less. But the numbers when it comes to divorced husband and ex-boyfriend is the kind of patriarch, or the male dominant world we live in. They think they own everything in the life. So anything is, if theirs is not theirs, they start destroying it in such a way that it becomes of nobody. That stays at the mercy of theirs. So this is one thing, if you come across, You as a friend should tell that particular person you shouldn't do this, and not motivate him or promote his ego by telling that let's do this, let's do that. I have got cyber certified hacking certificate. We will hack into her account and we'll make a mess. If he or she are not doing well, it is between them. If they decide to part away, make it a healthy part away, but don't contribute to a negative side of the society by criminalizing an act for each other. Okay, let's not ignite hatred between them, because there is already enough poison or which has parted those two people away. So that is one thing, as a healthy friends, maybe a boy or a girl or whosoever, one should play a very positive role in their life rather than igniting and telling that okay, we will get rid of her, we will take all the information from her and pass it on. What is the intention? Why you want to spy on somebody? Why you want to breach on somebody's privacy? If somebody is not doing well, you should respect that. Okay, you should not ignite the other person saying that he or she is supposed to be doing very bad, we will take vengeance against her. You are nobody. Don't ignite him. Even if he's ignited, calm him down, give him a base and tell them that this is not required at this stage. You're raging today. Let's talk about it someday later. Be a very good citizens. Bring the moral sense in that guy. Tell him that something goes wrong with your sister or your mother or your aunts or any of your girl, female friend whom you care for. Is it okay with you? If it's not okay, why are you trying to do this with her or the other person, other gender? So a sense of moral plays a very good role in all this cyber age, I'll tell you, which is missing today. Now, when we talk about cybercrime against the NGO, which contributes to 25% of the entire cybercrime, this is one of them. Harassment via emails. There is too much email, SMS, messaging services, etc. Cyber stalking is abundant. Recently, last week only, I came across a girl who had come to me and who told me that, sir, I've been stalked by one guy from 2016. I said, oh, I opener 2022, you come and tell me. What were you waiting for? What were you waiting for? I was waiting for that guy to. I have attended your lecture in the year 2016. You said, don't commit an act where it gets provoked. It's a bad male world. So they sometimes you provoke their ego, sometimes they come very bad with you. So I try to keep it on the low profile and try to avoid, but this guy is not leaving me. This guy has in and around neared me because he is also taken up one study classes near my home only now and trying to keep an eye on me. And every other friend on my Instagram, on my Facebook, everywhere he is there. I said, like, why don't you make it private? She said, like, sir, she's an artist. So she said, like, if I am an artist, if I make it private, how will I expose my talent? How will I reach to the best of the people and, make it worthy of anything as my career I want to achieve? So you can understand sometimes making private is not the option when you're professionally trying to promote your talent. But at the same time, these leechy guys like stalking and all this thing. In earlier days, when we were in colleges, it was a very difficult time. Stalking, cyber stalking is much very easier. In our days, Baba, on the roadside only, a lot of brothers were there. तुम पीछा करके जाओगे, पता नहीं कौन सा भाई आके तुमको कूट के जाएगा. तो हिम्मत ही नहीं होती थी कभी लड़की का पीछा करने के लिए. सबसे सेफेस्ट वे पीछा करना मतलब माँ बाप को कन्विंस करना कि वो जो ट्यूशन में जाती है तुम भी उधर जाओ. अब वो ट्यूशन में क्यों जाने का, उसका वकालतनामा पढ़ना पड़ता था माँ बाप के सामने. इट वॉज अ वेरी टफ जॉब, साइबर स्टॉकिंग. इट वॉज नॉट अ वेरी इजी जॉब. But then parents, mothers were also very alert. Though why he wants to go to tuition now? इसको तो कुछ problem नहीं था. Suddenly problem कहाँ से आने लग गया? So they were very vigilant. Now not that today they are not. The only thing is that they could read us very well because technology has never blinded them. They were scanning us continuously. Today's day, even if they scan, you are so much engrossed in the mobile that they couldn't identify what exactly is happening. Obscene materials being sent, obscene jokes being sent, obscene text being sent. These are all the kind of harassment what one individual today faces, be it male or female, both of them. I will not discriminate that. Defamation is the fourth part. Unauthorized access of computer and mobile phones is abundant. You think somebody has kept a mobile phone you know the mobile phone pin, so you access it. So tomorrow you can be, charge the case for doing that. Email spoofing, mobile spoofing, SMS spoofing, these are the typical kind of victimization happens. People kind to come to know that they're receiving a call from their loved ones or their professional side, and they end up being looted or duped, or they become a victim of some fraud. Cheating and fraud are the typical. These are the seven kind of typical crime which keeps on happening with the individual. Now, how to protect your social media? Uh, just a minute. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, thank you. Any questions still now for the other time before I move to the other side of it? And the lecture is still 12:30 or 12 o'clock. Please update me that also because I started little late. Hello.
Yeah,
There
please
are no
continue.
questions in chat box, sir. Please continue.
Okay. Okay. And one more thing, madam. This lecture is till what time? 12 o'clock or 12:30?
1:30 till 1:30.
Acha, we are having lot of time, huh? Okay, okay. 1:30 I will take questions. 1:30 is too much of time, but I will try to cover it. I think so by 12:30 the
Till
snacks will get
till
over.
1 p.m. Okay, sir. Till 1 p.m.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Is this visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how to protect your social media? If you see, very first thing is Twitter. Most of the people now this is for individual who wants to have a closed circuit. For them, it is very good. For people who are promoting themselves, their talents, their hobbies, their profession, so wants to make the most of the professional side, they have to be little careful about all these things when they're doing it. Okay, so when you talk about Twitter, if you want to be having want to make a presence, so you want to know what is happening in the social media on certain particular topics, etc., or whomever you are following us, and because you idolize, these are the settings what one should have. Protect my tweets, receive messages from anyone should be off, send and receive read receipts, who can tag me in photos, let other find me by email address should be off, let others find me by phone number should be off, because once your phone number is leaked, somebody might try to, there are a lot of bitter kind of bitter kind of experiences one faces in the professional and real life. Okay, when the day ends, people come to know when they log on to their social media, they have already been a part of bullying, and lot of the whole world has started criticizing all the things. Their videos are already viral of whatever activities or action they have taken, etc., etc. This is for Twitter. This is for WhatsApp. Lot of people make their profile photo available easily. Now, it should not be available to everyone other than my contacts, basically, because WhatsApp is your personal area. Okay, so you should not make yourself freely available with the DPs and who has seen you, etc., etc. All these things, if off, is much more better for your own self. Now in Facebook, this is a typical thing what I have made for myself. Who can see my stuff? Only me. Who can see your future posts? Review all your posts and things you're tagged in. Use activity log should be always reviewed. Limit the audience for the past posts. Yes, of course, you have to limit past posts because you would not like a new guy who is entered in your life via social media to know what all things have happened or what all things you are affected in the past or whom all people you have interacted in the past so that he could make out your psychology and stage a crime for you, stage a fraud for you, etc. Or your photos also not being available so easily. Now, who can contact me? Who can send you a friend request? It always better be friends of friends so that you know who are your mutual friends who are trying to get in touch with you. You can always take a first-hand review with them. Who is this guy or girl or woman, and how are they connected? Under what are they acquaintance? Are they family friends or whatever? And you make a little homework and then after you want to accept it or not, you can go ahead. Else, you take your own way out, time out, wait and see their profiles, read their profile very well, see what all the kind of activities they are doing, and then after you can make a choice whether you want to accept the friendship or not. Now, who can look up using the email address you provided, friends or friends of friends? Who can look up using phone number, friends of friends? Do you want the search engines outside the Facebook to link to your profile? It should be always a big no, because nobody should easily trace you out. Because a lot of people, if they know your name, it's very easy for your old crush or your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend or a girlfriend or a divorced wife, etc., to trace what activity you're doing so that they could, take a revenge, or in their language, avenge themselves for whatever wrong has happened in their life. So you better be ensuring that these things are off. This is the Instagram setting. Okay.
Sir, voice
Now,
is not coming.
hello.
Oh, it's
Am
not
I
coming.
audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So now in the Instagram thing, if you see, these are the options typical. Okay. Show activity status should be off, and if you see, it is a private account. Mostly in Instagram, lot of youngsters end up making it as a public account because they want a bunch of followers to follow them. you know Now again, I will tell, like, what is the purpose of your social media? You have to define. You have to run a set of ethics and everything for your own self, so that you could protect under what circumstances you can get bullied. You have to know, and accordingly you have to make this. These are generalized privacy settings what I'm discussing out here. But it is very difficult for anybody to say that go to the dance club and don't dance by your heart. Just keep a watch on your leg and keep eyes on everybody before you're dancing. So there is no real free spirit. Then what is the use of going to the dance club, sort of thing? So that is what the kind of questions every teenager shoots me. Uncle, you are telling us not to do this. Sir, you are telling us not to do this. What is the use of going there then? Well, true, agree. What you say is agreed. We all did when we were teens, but only difference is that there was no cameras, no mobile phones in our hand. Nobody could click us. Nobody could shoot us and put us into the web so easily as somebody can do it. So that is the reason you have to do a little extra homework before you go to all these public places, etc. And also in our country, like if you see anything happens, not everyone like a gun today are pulling out their mobile and start streaming on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, etc., etc., etc. Many things keep happening these days. It's good also, it's equally bad also. At some stages it is very, very good. If some injustice is happening, it is brought into the notice. And at sometimes you end up making injustice to the other guy. That is not welcome actually. Now, majorly, if you see, useful links for your security. Now, we can go one by one. You can take down these links and I can show you. So, I'm just switching out my screen.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, just a minute. I'm
Yeah,
giving
okay.
the screen. Okay, can you see the screen now? Now, this is one of the, I will show you the notepad directly. This one. Put a bigger side of this thing, 36 seems good. So, is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The websites are visible, right? Make a note of. I can put this thing on the chat. So for
Notepad is not visible. The website I have been found is visible.
okay, notepad. I've been now. I will put it on the chat so everybody has it. Okay, everybody has it. See, I have shared it on the note. These are the typical seven website. Now we will go one by one. Now, if you see, I have been pawned is one of the most important thing most oldest your website, which is very good for knowing whether your security breaches are happened. So now let me put my number out here and check out. And if I check out whether I've been pawned or not, good news, no pawn page found. Okay, but if I use some other thing, can I get an email ID from your anybody volunteering to share their email ID? Even Rupali madam, you can share it. Anybody else can share it. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, please give your email ID.
If you can put
Bali,
it,
ma'am.
anyone among the participants also.
Sir, it is in the chat. cmcs.rsw@gmail.com.
So now, if you see this, and I put it out here, Control Z. Okay. Again, it is all safe. Any other? I will take down mine. If you see this, now it will tell some breaches. Oh no, 7 times. You see this? Can you see this? 7 times sensitive breaches has happened. Okay. Now the very first happened in the year 2013. Okay. And later on, it is 17 and it 16, 17, 18, 19. But the major thing which has affected me is this one, Adobe one. Okay, my email address, my password hint, my password and username, these all things got compromised. Okay, this is one thing. There is something, a big basket 2020 thing happened. My date of birth, my email address, all my P1 data, P2 data is gone. Physical addresses, everything is gone. If you see, now anybody, if I'm putting so much of application and I'm using it so casually, there are brighter chances of me, a criminal coming into my home and making a base also tomorrow. Okay, so you have to keep checking. Use this particular website. Use your mobile number. Keep checking, and then out of you have to follow certain strict rules and disable everything. You have to go and say I will not allow. That's the reason if you see GDPR coming in exercise in the European side. Have you heard about GDPR? Are the boys there or they all left by keeping the screens and they said bye bye? So you can continue with your lecture.
No,
This
sir.
Praveen, Sanjeev is there, Praveen is there, Aryan is there, Mahesh is there. These are the
No, sir.
names which is appearing on my screen, so I'm taking out your name. Don't get offended if I don't take others' name because rest it shows 84 others. Okay, so you guys are there. So can you answer any one of you? Answer the question, like.
Sir, it's a data protection law, I think so. I have read about it.
Yeah, what kind of data protection law? It is whether it is universally applicable or it is applicable for one particular nation or it is how it
Sir,
is.
it's mainly based for European countries, I think so.
Yeah, rightly said. It is for the. It has been drafted for European Union, and what it says.
Sir, I don't have knowledge about that.
Okay, would you like to? Would you guys like to have a knowledge about it right now in a very gist?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, so GDPR was made to understand is this, if this is the kind of activity happens. For example, some website comes up and they end up taking all this information. Okay, and then after they are selling it to somebody or misusing. So my citizens are getting bullied. My citizens' data is getting compromised. My citizens can be vulnerable. by the means of their thing. So not so somebody should not misuse their data because technology is the fashion today, and technology should not pose any threat to their citizens. So GDPR was drafted for the entire European nation union, and they said if your websites, if your anything is entering the virtual zone of you better ensure that none of the personal data is your asset. It is my independent citizens asset, and they will decide what part of the data you can use, what part of the data you are bound to be protected, and what kind of data, if they don't want to, if they want to drop it after the service, they should be allowed to do that without any much of a hindrances. So this is to know in a gist, this is what GDPR is. Similar on that lines, even India has drafted, personal bill, personal data protection bill, which was supposed to be signed in February 2020, but it couldn't happen because we were fighting COVID, and it is now likely to happen this February somewhere. So if it happens, we in India will have the right with all the organization who end up taking our information, typing in the name of KYC, in the name of registration of something, subscription, information, etc., etc. We will have control on all our data. It is even said the bank people have the complete set of data information to them. So they will also be governed in such a way only few people will be able to know few things about your banking details and not everything about it. That's the reason more and more digital banking has been promoted in this country rather than physical banking. For example, if you see the passbook printing services is also automated. Okay, nowadays you don't have to go to the bank and give the passbook. You go to the machine and put it, and they print it for you. There are a lot of ATM cash withdrawal machines, cash deposit machines. Okay, so these are the typical digital initiations what has started happening. There are certain banks which have digitalized their operation in such a way that they don't need any individual over there. They don't need any individual. It's only the machines. You go and appear. For example, I was one of them where I went to SBI In Touch in Nasik itself when it was newly opened. I went in front of a machine, gave my Aadhaar card, OTP came in my mobile phone. I confirmed that is me. Then they asked me to put the detail. They asked me to submit the address proof. I put the address proof again. They confirmed it again, and then after my bank account was opened, my debit card was printed there and there, a green pin was generated there and there, internet banking username was created there and there, internet banking passwords were generated there and there. So it entire process took 30 minutes for all things, maximum 30 minutes, because the network was slow, was ensuring, but there was not a single other banking guy in front of me to do this. But apart from this, if you see, the checkbook came directly to my home, etc., etc. If you say today's day, when you go to open up an account, there is a lot of hindrances, a lot of things. You will get either one of the thing, not everything of it. Okay, so that is the kind of technology is happening. So when it comes to personal data protection today, the bankings, the insurance company, the medical insurance company, the medical facilities like hospitals, etc., they will be given a very strict rule to follow. The schools and colleges from where you are getting graduated, they also who have the maximum your personal data, which can be misused against any individual tomorrow. Okay, so this is what all about personal data protection bill. What India has already drafted and awaiting clearance from the Rajya Sabha, basically, or Lok Sabha, I believe, and that is waiting the clearance. And as soon as that happens, we will be at par with GDPR. We will be almost like GDPR. So all the websites who are all the applications or websites, whoever are collecting our personal information, they are bound to protect it, and it is up to you who will decide what data should stay there on their server and what data you want to remove it, etc. So this is all about GDPR. So this is one of the websites where I want you guys to keep a close eye. You please, I've shared this URL. You keep on trying all your emails, phone numbers. You can check your loved ones' phone numbers and email and see whether they have been victim or not. And if you are a victim, you can easily follow the suggestions what they have given. Read it peacefully and follow the rules. Okay. Now, if you see over here, the largest breaches, what has happened is collection hash account. In January 2018, large-scale credential stuffing, the data contained around 2.7 billion record, including 773 million unique email addresses alongside a password. Those addresses had used on the other breach services. Full details on the incident on how to this thing is there in this particular thing. So have a habit of visiting this site and check out what all the recent breaches happened, what is after effect, etc., etc. Okay, so this is one of them. Nowadays, if you see, lot of people keep exchanging URLs on social media, in your WhatsApp groups, WhatsApp personal messages, etc. How do you know the files and everything they have sent is all okay and it doesn't have anything negative? You start using these kind of websites like Virus Total, this hybrid analysis, and Zscaler, not Zscaler. These are the two things. Now, if any file which is coming, submit it to this particular particular website. They will analyze and they will tell you whether the attachment or the URL or the document doesn't have any trojan and it's all clean. That is one of the way to protect you from getting victimized from whatever person you are receiving. You directly submit it to virus total or hybrid analysis, that kind of thing. You can practice this in the later stage of later on at your home, at your colleges, wherever. There is something called Zulu Scalar. How safe is your web destination? If somebody is sending you a URL, if you want to check out whether the URL is good, bad, whether it is having any negative side, whether it is gonna use some beef attack, or whether the it is gonna compromise your browsing and then breach the security of your PC, the URLs needs to be posted out here and check out. Okay. Similarly, there is one more website called this URL to scan. It is a sandboxing basically. So, can I have your Rupali madam? Can I have your website address?
cmcs.ac.in. cmcsnashik.ac.in. cmcs nashik.
NCS Nashik
Nashik.
SHIK
Yeah.
dot in, right? Am I right?
ac.in. ac.in.
AC.in, academy.in. Okay, this is right.
Yes.
So what I can do as a making an there is a public scan that there's an option. Okay, so now you could say I don't want the visibility to be I want the visibility unlisted, or I can make it private also. Okay, country selection is okay, user agent the rest is all okay. I said private scan. It is asking. This is a beautiful thing. One time we were never questioned whether we are humans or not. Only our act in the society would prove whether I am human or inhuman. But in computer day, every moment I have to prove whether I am human or not. You see, it is asking where are the fire hydrants, so I am so that it is the human behind the thing. Could not resolve the domain name. They say.
Sorry, sir. It's CMCS College, not Nasik. CMCS College.
Okay, that's a beautiful thing. CMCSCOLLEGE, right? .ac.in. Am I right now?
Yes, sir.
Now, these are the URL scans. One can use it for themselves, their organization, or anything they have been forwarded before they act on this. There is a concept called stop Think Connect. This comes under that. If you see under the private scan, the website contacted two IPs. All this information is there. Your IP is located in United States. That means your services are from US. Your hosting and it is provided by GoDaddy. Okay. URLs no classification yet. Google browsing has given you safe browsing. Your DNS record is this one, and your IP details are this one. Domain. This is cmcsac.in, www.cmcsag.in, and you're using Google APIs. You see this? It is domain tree. Any other link? Sites.google, and no certificates are there, no frames are there. So the entire analysis is given over here. The technology used in your website is given over here. Okay. Now all these things are very easy. There are 54 requests, 0% HTTPS, 50% IPv6 is being used. Domains, there are two. Subdomains, there are three. Two IPs, two countries, one cookie. So one of the one of the IPs are outstation, you could say. Now this particular thing, when the scanning happens, if you see, this is the Indian website scanned from Germany, Denmark, the Germany side. Okay, so this is how it is. Now, if you see the request and all the information is given here. What status code, font.css 404 is there. Most of the things are seeming okay. Only two of the things are giving problems. So you can go to this website and check and analyze and correct whatever it is wanting. And if anything is not permissible, or some mischief has been there in the website, then this particular URL scan can give you the information properly. The same thing we will put it over here. Nothing much is now it is started giving, I think so, processing. So if you see, these are all threat labs. These are all the threat labs. This is all sandboxing site, which are there to make your study. If you are making your career in cyber security or not, even if you are a developer and you want to deliver a secured coding practices, etc., etc. These are the things you can test and then put it forth for your own clients or your own self if you're developers. Now, if you see, it throws the analysis, throws everything. There are ASPX also is there. So URL checks has been made. Malicious URL, there is no match. Virus total content checks, there is 0. Okay, so if you see, there is all the host check has been done, everything is good. Auto system risk, there is nothing. Risk is 5 risks are there. Now what is the risk? You will have to put it across and verify. Some coding glitch also can show it as a risk, which is a part of this thing. So all these things are running. If they're not running or they're redirecting over here, then you have to come to know that some of your web page is getting compromised. So these are the beautiful pages. Again, they say phishing heuristic is there. Your websites have never been used for phishing. So if it was used even single time for phishing, then it would have showed you how many times these people are happening. How many pages of your website are being used for phishing or been done. So now this is what is happening. It is still taking a little time. 5 out of 100. It is the test result score. So it is comparatively quite low, but let's see. It will take some time. There is something called Meta Defender over here. Here also your URL, IP address, anything can be checked. Now we have checked couple of times the URL. Now let's take this particular IP address and check itself. See, threats detected webroot.com, January 28, 2022. The IP address, reputation, one of the engines have showed a high risk. Now, what exactly is the high risk is this? Some API Meta Defender, they have given you this particular API key. This is where you have to replace it, where they think some of the activity, not necessarily everything has to be iris because they are telling it. You have to analyze this particular part. Your IP is having some misconfiguration due to which webroot especially is telling that this particular thing is of high risk. Okay. So you can get into this once you log in, sign in for a temporary period. You can keep checking what all things are wrong and how to fix it. So these are the website which you can use it to develop or analyze the website for your using, whether they are safe, whether they are having some issues, and then after you can do. Especially you should keep checking some of the government website. Can anybody suggest a government website?
Aragdasha too.
Yeah. Let's take nasikmunicipal.gov.in. No threats detected. mmc.org.in. No threats detected. So if you see here, it is showing no threats. On our site, it showed one threat. So you can keep checking all these things. I'm not asking you to keep a check on the government website, but definitely keep a check on whatever URL, whatever links you are getting. Whatever links you are getting from your friends on the WhatsApp, on the social media, so that you could ensure that you are not being a part of a victim. There is one this thing particular thing called smart fence. If you want to check whether your website is absolutely clean, this shows. This is one of the website we use, smart fence, which you can use it. See, your website is a spoofable domain. Matlab anybody can spoof your website. There it shows clearly. So there is no SPF record, there is no DMARC, there is no organization DMARC record, etc. Okay. So, ma'am, I think so. Time to fix your create a record for sender policy framework, that is for mailing. Okay.
Yes.
DKIM signatures has to be updated, and DMARC also, so that nobody misuses your domain name, because as soon as you create a DMARC, it keeps an alert, it keeps a directory where it says that this particular domain is hosted with this particular IP, and any emails coming out has to carry this particular domain IP. If it doesn't come, then please drop. Don't allow that particular email to go through to the user end. So this is how the DMARC works, which is of the ultimate this thing. Okay, and if you want to check, since it has highlighted DMARC, there is one more website which will I add up. This is DMARC Inspector. So I put your website again over here. See. Okay. So now you can use this same website, ma'am, to create a DMARC and SPF records. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now this is an alarming concern today. Lot of people are rely on these kind of activity for the hosting services. I would want you all of the owners to have some knowledge on the hosting, how it functions, what exactly are the features of the control panel, what all email things are there, where the email servers are hosted, etc., etc., and then practice something healthily so that you don't become an easy victim or somebody doesn't make students pay a higher price in the name of your organization. So this is one of the identification on today's lecture where we came to know that one particular your part of the hosting is weak, and that is a bigger lot of phishing and spamming exercises are being done. So don't be a part of it. So any question on this particular thing? Hello.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, these are the typical tools for you yourself as an individual. I am posting this again on the again on your chat window. Okay, some Kisan Vishwakarma has asked which website you want, Kisan. I have shared the link above. Is it visible to you, Kisan Vishwakarma?
Yes, sir.
Just scroll upstairs. You should get 7 websites, and one more website which I just now shut down. Right, just a minute. This is one website which I will share it right away. How many of you were aware of these websites? What I shared already, or the one which is coming? Be very honest. I'm okay because you guys are like after Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama. I think so. The whole world is become an explorer, and thanks to browsers like ships, which takes you to places beyond your any capacity, and far ahead and behind both way, where you can be explorer. But were you aware of these websites, and were you knowing how to utilize this website for your defense or anything like that? Okay. So now we will take one by one the other side, other for the personal defense, etc. And next 15 minutes will close, and I'll take the questions. So these are the typical website. The one which I use a lot for myself in the mobile mostly is Proton VPN. This will help you if you're going and visiting some website which is necessary of kind but which is very insecure. Then you should use Proton VPN so that your original identity and your original IP addresses or your original host is not traced back. So VPN is one of the safest way of jumping into the onion routers, etc., so that you are safe and safe from hackers. Especially, I use Pro VPN when I'm using a banking sector, so that if somebody else is also compromise my thing, my VPN will not allow them to sneak into the VPN services and get the details out of it. Okay, so VPN allows you at a quite a good level of privacy when you are exchanging the file and folders. You come to know that there is a tunnel, there's absolute VIP tunnel which is open from one end to your end only, and nobody is gonna hijack or nobody is gonna read draws or nobody is gonna snap away or snitch away the data what you are trying to post. Once it reaches the other end, the other part, if it is compromised, there are larger chances of getting the data getting hijacked, but still they will not come to know who is the particular individual who has sent it. So VPNs are very good in today's world when we are having one-to-one interaction, when we are sending the file in the using the internet media, when we are accessing some of the websites, secured website, banking websites, some of the government sites where username passwords are there. So VPN will help you a lot. So you can use this VPN. It is free, I think. So for individual level or some particular, you see, around for three countries, one VPN connection, 24 servers is gives you. It is free. Now, if you are a very hi-fi personality and you require this, you end up pouring €4 per month if you want. But which we don't. We Indians are like best in the freebies. We know how to make the best out of the free. So I think so. This is always created for Indians majorly. So this is one Proton VPN. This is one Tutanota.security. This is a very beautiful website again. It is a secure email made. Now, a lot of you end up using your, email for multiple website, etc. So this gives you a maximum login protection. Okay. So whenever you log in, this particular thing hashes your login and etc. Solves your password, etc., and everything. At the same time, this also gives you an advantage, like you did not log in with your usual email ID. The Tutanota security, your emails are all covered up, and using Tutanota security you can log into multiple things. So if somebody tries to email you, you will come to know somebody is trying to reach you, but they will not come to know whether you have received that email in night.vikas@gmail.com. So Tutanota security is very good disguise kind of thing. It is like wearing a hoodie, night hoodie, and going out in the dark, so that nobody knows you what is happening. So it's a very beautiful, secure way of email to end-to-end encryption is there. Anybody can use this particular email, and it is 100% secure. Nobody has breached Tutanota emails till date. It is as good as even Proton Mail is also a competitor to them. You can use Proton email also, but I personally refer this to Tutanota kind of thing because they got a lot of features. They got desktop clients, they got a lot of calendars which are all secured, so nobody breaches it. You know, this is the second website for your personal use. There is one thing called 33email.com. This is another beautiful thing for all the people who are using social media and where the chances of your emails are getting leaked and you want to make yourself available very easily. This is one of the thing. Okay, you see, you sign up for 33 email domain, something like u.33. Let's say the website, BQ Trading, and when you use this thing, your original email will always be behind this thing, just like your Tutanota. Tutanota is got the email service only. Here, you are using your basic email service, and this is a disguise. That's it. In Tutanota, you are having a email which is connected to your primary mail, so you get it at both the side, and it camouflages everything. Here, it is not an email, but it is just a fake identity of an email. For example, I can say I'm Superman Nasik dot something something 33 mail, and whenever people will try to put Superman Nasik, it will come to my nike.vikas@gmail, and it will not go to the end. Somebody, and if you want to block it, you can block it. They will never be able to trace it back to me easily. Only those things which is required I can configure, and it comes. For example, if I'm using an email campaign where I just want to promote myself and don't want any feedback, I end up giving something of an email. I am forced to give an email where I can be at a loss, okay, where certain things can be misused. So these are the kind of email services at that particular stage we should be using it. Don't use it for harassing anybody. It is traceable, and they are having maximum time with the law enforcement agencies all over the world to uncover that. Okay, this is duplicati. This is similar to 33 mail, I think so. I'll just see. No, this is for backup of your Windows, your Android. A lot of people have issues with their pen drives and their data backup when things goes wrong. So you can use this duplicate and you can take a encrypted backup so that a lot of your backups what you take on the cloud. Are you aware of it or not? I don't know. But in a proper Google search, if your privacy settings are not properly configured, you end up making it available to the public somewhere or the either way. Certain IP address within your country, it is sometimes you feel like it is not available in your IP address, but some people outside, some people outside your country can easily access your data. So a lot of people open up the account and they fail to configure it. So don't do that, because if you end up doing that, your data can be available. If you're so too casual, use something like duplicate, which will take all your data, encrypt it, and back it up online for you. And when something goes wrong, you can directly connect to duplicate and restore all the data. It's a free and open source software for now, since they are doing a lot of R&D, but soon it will be chargeable, because many of the security services in the earlier stage, I remember in 2012 and now Splunk and many other things which were freely available. Nowadays it is all costly. They have still got the community edition, but the rest all have become very costly now. Okay, so this is one of them. This is one password checker. There's a lot of people. Let's have a fun. Can few of the volunteers post on password who what they think is very strong? Hello, I need a participation here. All students.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Mahesh, Kisan, anyone. These are the names.
Please, everyone, put your password in chat
Not
box.
put your password. Put any password you think is strong.
Any password.
Any. If you put any your also, it's okay, because we don't know. We won't be able to identify which email ID it is or whatever it is. So Anish Gujarati has put something. Anish, how strong do you think? Do you think this is rememberable? It is easily it can be easily remembered. Okay, it says medium password. Huh? Oh goodness, who is that?
इथला आवाज करस का मोबाईल पैकी दिसून असे
Darshan Karnar, I would request you to put your thing on the mute. That's it. That's it. We have got enough for the day. Let me open up couple of few websites out here. This is the password strength, which tells how much time if it brute force. We are taking Anish's password for now. Anish Gujarati, your password, zombie one. It is better, they say. Okay. And there is this one. This, if it would take a computer about 34,000 years to crack your password, it says. But in these two websites, it is one is saying better, one is saying medium. Okay, why it is medium? Because it is 12 character. Secondly, if you see, I think so, your password is what? Zombie 42016. It might be remembered, but if you don't use it for another 15-20 days, if you're not keying in the password and you have saved it, there are bright chances you might forget it. Okay. Now let's go for somebody Rupali madam's password I'm taking right now. So I will put it in the strength checker. It's a strong password. It is only 10 characters. I'll put it over here. It says 5 years, madam. So not really a strong password, you could say. Everyone is using a different algorithm. So just a minute. It is a better password, not the thing, but it takes only 5 password. So most of the people have been following what I can see from your chat. Most of the people have this special character, one upper cap, and the number being followed. Okay, Mayur Sonavne, do you really think you are able to remember this kind of dangerous password in your life? It is not my cup of tea. I don't want to challenge you, but I just asking it out of curiosity. Such a dangerous password, my child. I don't understand. Like, how can you remember this? Huh? Can anybody remember this password if kept so?
No, sir.
मतलब फिर वो क्या अपने पासवर्ड अपने को याद रहना मांगता है, दूसरों को याद नहीं रहना मांगता है। तो ये मयूर ने इतना डेंजर पासवर्ड रख दिया मेरे को तो, लेकिन ये है कमाल का पासवर्ड है। ये मैं दिखा देता हूँ आप लोगों को। कुछ ज्यादा काम मतलब पासवर्ड तो ये पास कर जाएगा, लेकिन लेकिन याद कितने रहेगा वो गारंटी नहीं है। ये हर जगह पास कर जाएगा, आई कैन गारंटी। स्ट्रॉन्ग, इधर देखो, हर जगह पास कर जाएगा ये। ओके, नाउ द हाँ जी
सर, मेमो में लिख के रखा होगा।
मेमो में लिख के रखा होगा, फिर तो गया ना पासवर्ड, फिर क्या काम का है। पासवर्ड कहीं लिख के नहीं रखना है, पासवर्ड दिमाग में रहना मिलता है। अब एक छोटा पासवर्ड लिखता हूँ, देखो। आसान, मेरा पासवर्ड देखो कैसा रहता है, गरीब पासवर्ड एकदम। ओके,
Can you try my password, sir?
अच्छा, you are also ported, huh?
Yeah, just.
ये हो गया ना। That's a beautiful thing. Now this is something I'll post it over here. What she has put. See this. मी मस्त आहे at 2022. Okay, very easy. हे कोणालाही आठवण राहणार, बरोबर ना? Control A. I'm taking this password action. Were you able to see the password? See this. It's green. Easy to handle. Strong. Strong password. If you see, everywhere it has passed, and I can bet. Can you see this? My notepad. Is my notepad visible to you guys?
No, sir.
Just a minute. Stop sharing, and then after I will share again a window, and I said notepad. Share. Okay. Format, font size. Cooper 36, and I say okay. Font size. Okay. You see this password? Me masta hai. I don't think so. This is very difficult to remember. Agree? Rushikesh is laughing, huh? So this is how the password should be. It's very easy to remember. Me konaचाच nahi. Any of the song phrase, any of the beautiful. We are blessed with a lot of multilingual side, and not every language is difficult for us. So I particularly sometimes happen to mix some of my father's state language with my mother's state language and some English, and then I make it so that it becomes very difficult. And I belong to Mumbai. For us, mixing of the two languages is one of the most easiest thing. We are the most influential people for the languages like English, Marlish, Marathi and English, Hindi and English. Even today, when I was delivering the lecture, I think so. I was not purely English. I was using Hindi in between. Like okay, so in Nasik, we this password contains spaces. Yes, exactly. Vishwakarma, the password should contain spaces. Those special characters make a stronger impact when it comes to brute force attacks. But yes, there are certain banking password which don't allow you, and that is where the real challenges lie. But if you see these days, even the banking password, the OTP level of password has started coming up, where your mobile number receives a OTP and you enter it. Your mobile application started having a biometric authentication, so the passwords are not very really important these days. In the banking also. Initially, yes, later on, no. Okay, so this is all for the session, boys. Now we are having 20 minutes for the 20 minutes left out of the session. So you are free to shoot your questions, and I'll gladly answer. Please shoot your questions, like. If there are any. Okay, let me take you to the remaining little side of the slides. Okay, just a moment.
Sir, Mr. Aryan wants to ask, how can I grow my career in cybersecurity?
Tremendous growth, Arun, tremendous growth. I will tell you. Before I answer your question, this is one of the things. The only person who's going to give you security in the life you want is you yourself. Don't overstep, misstep on it. Be vigilant. Think, connect is the key rule on the internet. Just don't go on clicking it. Stop and see who has sent it. Think why he has sent it, whether it is really of use for it, and then after only verify the link and then connect. Okay, so this is one thing. Thanks for listening all, and I'm taking questions now. Aryan, over to your question, son. The thing is that, and can I earn money from cybersecurity? Security is the in thing. Security is the in thing. Okay, you're lucky. I started my career in 2000. I started earning money in the year 2015 on cyber career, but then I worked 15 years out of passion, and I started earning when entire family and everyone started bullying me that you have to make the most out of it. I started, making money out of my career, you could say, or else I'm still passionate about security. I think so. That's the major reason. Most of all your MVP colleges invite me. I am an ex-MVP student also. So I love to connect to Maratha Vidya Prasaraks, any institute, and I devotedly give my lectures to them, and I inspire them how to make your career. Now, if you're in a graduation year, you have got tremendous career. Now you can make your career in development with the secure coding practices, or why coding? Because there is a lot of secure coding audits which are coming into a career line. If you are a coder, then only you'll come to know how to conduct a security audit. What kind of control structures you have to design so that it keeps on checking and it will see yield the end result. So there is one career over there. There's something called forensic, cyber forensic. It's a hardcore post-mortem thing. It is very rare, very costly. The certifications are too costly and it expires quickly. So contribution to that level is very niche in this area, you could say. Thirdly, there is something called information security audits, again, which is very popular getting in the banks, insurance, BFSI segment, which is growing, which will never die. So that is where you can make a career. Fourth one is your incident response. Any crime happens, you can be a part of it. Fifth, last but not the least, if you really want to investigate and do something In the law field of the cyber security, join police or be a lawyer, advocate, which where you can contribute to this too. These two things. Okay, so what can we do if any website or email number is under high risk detected as a suggestion? Email addresses, if it's high risk, you have to go and change you have to enable the two-factor authentication, you have to change the security thing. If a number is there, you have to take initiative of delisting the number from those website. You have to check where all you are given the number. Those number has to be hidden, so it will take around 60 days to delist, etc. Or it might, if legally done, also it will take minimum 60 days, because the primary link goes off, but the other links are, it takes quite an amount of day to counter that. If websites are there, website security audit you have to conduct and immediately go to your developer and fix those patches. So these are the things when a high risk is detected. Which cyber security certification is the best? It depends upon the individual. If you see 2015, 17, I till that day when I was very popular and I was also offering my services, nobody dared ask me what certification you had, to be honest. But when I started offering my services to the agencies like RBI, there was a primary requirement that I should be an information security lead auditor, etc. So I ended up doing ISO 27001 lead auditors course. Then I'm also now planning to do CISA, etc. These are all money consuming certification. Why I'll tell money consuming? Because this every year you need $100 to renew your certification fees, etc. Whenever there is other version, you end up being paying an extra exam, etc., etc. Which course you will suggest is the best course? I have gone through. Wag madam just gave me the curriculum of Pune University. If you see, largely everybody covers that only, and it is a university, which is a university approved, which has got some base. These are more effective than any other certification. But if you still insist that you want a private certification, you should go for something like ISC to, I'll share those link. So this is one of the most popular. Where are you guys? Am I visible to you guys? I think so. I have closed the session. I think.
You are visible.
Okay, this is one thing. This is another beautiful thing. This is one more. And one more PDF, I will share it to Rupali madam. Mm, Swati madam, can you share it? I think so. I had already shared it with you or something.
Which one, sir?
Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. IT certification roadmap is there. I have shared it to you, Vag madam. I have shared it. These are the things. There's one more certification which I always keep on referring. That is, I feel in India, most of the people have to do this. This is another beautiful certifications which any IT people, if they are really interested, where we lack and we can progress, these are the certification one should do if you are wanting to make cyber career. One of the things I have already shared with Wag madam and Swati madam, they will forward it to you. Okay, so these are the certification. What are your thoughts on cyber warfare being done by the rival Asian countries? Can you come with a more clear question? Hitesh, I have answered your thing, and Aryan Tete, I have answered your thing with the links as well as I have supplied the roadmap for your careers also. Sanjeet, I would want you to be more clear with your question. Anshul, I think so. I answered you. Sir, can we get all these links that you have shared in this chat? I have already shared, my child. I think so. I have already shared. Go
So
up.
the links is not able to be copied to normal memos or something. The links are
Okay,
You
I
can
will
copy
share
it
it.
to
I will share
Notepad.
it, sir.
Acha, please do that. Okay, so you are not able to share. Okay, Bag madam, I will trouble you for that then.
Actually, sir,
So
you can copy it in a notepad.
you can copy paste in the notepad.
Yeah, just I did it.
Actually, sir, we are attending from the
no,
mobile,
but
so we are not able to
by
copy the
phone
link.
it won't
Okay,
able
okay.
to copy.
Ah, you see, that is what I meant by unskilled and inexperienced. Okay, when I said everyone, no matter how well we are using the technology, somewhere we fall short of it. Okay, where some hindrances come in the, as you rightly said, that since we are using in the mobile, we are not able to use, copy paste entire thing in one go or whatsoever, and Swati was able to do because she was using it on the laptop. Okay. So again, I posted it for your ease, and there are other certification thing which is already there. Again, if you want, I can post it, repost it so that in one go you guys can pick it up. You know,
I have in notepad. Shall I copy paste?
I have already done that,
Okay,
man.
okay.
I think so. Is last one link is left, so I think so that should suffice. I think so. Okay. Any other questions? Matlab gladly, and I think so. I think so. Sanjeet
So
Mahato has raised the question on something called cyber warfare. What he exactly means to say, I am still unclear. So I would want him to come up.
so
And my very, yeah.
so what is your take on cryptocurrency? Because it's the new boom in the world, and how do we be able to keep it a secure transaction like today's share market or something like that, because it will be the next share market or sort of thing. So what's your take on
Already a
that?
share market. There's already a bank from a banking industry. It has already gone to a share market, that kind of thing only. Very firstly, it was
Yeah, so
introduced as one of the banking thing, but then for
yeah,
the trading and etc. And suddenly it has become a boom like a share market. I remember I first heard the cryptocurrency etc. thing by 2015. If you
yes,
see,
sir.
nobody has come up very clearly on it. Neither, though there are private institutions like Geo who are claiming that they will roll out their own cryptocurrency. At the same time, the regulatory authorities of India, like RBI, they will not even want to know if somebody tomorrow a website goes down because nobody can track it. Everyone is talking about the security, but nobody knows how to track it. Today, when you're putting the money in your bank every day or by your SMS, by your mobile application, you know what is the status. If something goes wrong, you know where to knock, which branch to go, what information to take, and go ahead. About cryptocurrency, how can you tell? Where will you go if something goes wrong? Where will you exactly go? So I am very skeptical about it. So I will not invest in cryptocurrency. Though it is a boom, though it is giving you remarkable results, though one of the cryptocurrencies here are costing in lakhs, okay, but who knows? It could pack up any day. What will you do then? So my take is no for it right now. I could be wrong also, But given a situation and whatever security analyst I am, I will not go for it right away.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Sanjeet, no sir. स्वाती मॅडम वाघ मॅडमनी ईमेल आय डी शेअर केलं तर प्लीज तुम्ही त्यांना त्या ईमेल आय डी वरती पाठवून द्या.
Okay, sir.
Okay, any other question, boys? Girls? Anyone?
There is question regarding phishing attack in chat box.
Where? Okay. Okay, it's quite down. Okay. Okay. Recent news article says that the China is targeting Indian users to data carry. It is not just China; it is the whole world. It is Russia also. It is Pakistan also. It is even Ukraine and Estonia like country also. So you cannot say one particular country. China being our long-term enemy, neighboring enemy, we are a little but we end up using their phones only here today. If you see if you see their market stake in the phone utilization, Chinese phones are used in abundant in India as compared to any other phones like Samsung or Apple or any other European phones for that. China is number one. So, if you say that the targeting attack Indian users to carry several phishing attacks can be really turned down very easily. Very easily, if you are very vigilant, if your anti-phishing things are on your antivirus level, if your anti-phishing level checks are on your URL level, on the browser add-ons, etc. So there is some beautiful one more thing. You just put an add-on called HTTPS HTTPS add-on or add-in browser for your browser. This will help you to identify some of the phishing things. At the same time, you can also use one add-in from Malware Bytes, which is another beautiful add-in in your browser, which will help you from insecure links and something like that. Okay, so these are the two add-ins. Can search for it, and if you want, I can search and send it across. Just a minute. Please use this one and use this one. Okay. Okay, good in detecting any of the browser side of attack, etc. Okay, what skills do I need for cybersecurity? You have to be a suspicious kind. You have to be you have to be a little crazy and a mad kind who keep the vigilance and everything at the highest level. Then you are the kind for the cybersecurity. Hitesh said. It's on the lighter note, Hitesh. Don't take it very seriously. Anybody can be cybersecurity. Once you go through the curriculum, if you think you have a knack for it, you are ready to sacrifice your sleep, you are ready to work a little, you are ready to do R&D, you are ready to handle the casual attitude of Indians while providing technology security, then you are in. Else, if you are a frustrating guy, you think somebody else has to do it, then you have to withdraw from security. Yeah. Is it safe to use of China brand mobile? You use with the proper security, any technology is safe, but any technology is safe. I prefer. I myself am using OnePlus 60. It's a Chinese mobile, but I'm using highest security. But I don't know what goes on behind Android. I don't have nothing to scan. I don't know what kind of data is been sneaking in. So I have ensured whatever applications I downloaded, I know it, I know the utilization and the use of it, and I keep locking it. I keep all the permissions off. So that is one thing. So that no background data is active in when my mobile are not using any application. Oh, Mahira, this was for you. We're having an Avengers DP, huh? Great. Any other question? We are already one past. I'd like to say thanks to all of you if there are no questions, and wish you all the best for your coming 2022. It is just started. We are about to get over with 1 month in a semi-COVID situation. I hope this year we really can spread ourselves free in the open air without much of mask and other restriction, fear of restriction, and stay healthy. And I would want you guys to practice cybersecurity with maximum tools, but be vigilant on the tools. Keep your tools updated. Be very thoughtful when you are on the social media. Don't be aggressive. You're just a citizen. You're free to express, but your expression can lead to some consequences, which can be having a bad experience. So I will only say, act maturely, be wise, be mindful and thoughtful when you're on the internet, when you're expressing. Always be a source of inspiration to others, and not perspire unless it is really required. So thank you all of you for having your patience here, and thanks for a good attendance. I hope each one of you who have marked the attendance have attended it. It has gone 10 to 53 level, 53, 56 level, when it was earlier 90 plus. And I myself didn't get the admission unless somebody quit. Okay. So thank you all. Thanks to ma'am for giving this opportunity. Thanks Swati ma'am also for pulling in and being a part of this lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Honorable Principal, Vice Principal, respected Mr. Naik, sir, and all the participants. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose vote of thanks on this program. I, Shital Kare, on behalf of CMCS College, on the Computer Science Department, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to honorable delegates who grace us with their presence and took out their valuable time. I must mention our deep sense of appreciate to our principal, Dr. S.N. Shinde, for encouragement and support. Also, I would like to extend a special thanks to Mr. Naik for inspiring us and us wonderful session. These sessions threw an impact on our mind, and we were prone to learn more and more. He first took
Yeah.
us
Thank
through
you.
the mesmerizing with social media settings, in which we came to know about privacy settings. We also gained knowledge about bond our phone and emails, how to secure password, how to secure websites. Sir gave us deep and practical knowledge about our social media safety. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to Mr. Naik for the perfect guidance he has extended to all of us. Um, we would to love listen to again and again, sir. Therefore, we request you to be a part of our session whenever they are held. Um, and also, I would like to pay my deep respect to all the participants for your positive participation in this session. With the permission of the organizers, the session is over. Thank you, all of you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
जो आहे ना मी तुला सांगते सिग्नलला येतो आपण आपल्या इकडनं मालेगाव स्टँडकडे जायचा रस्ता आहे मी आणि तू मधून कडे नाही नाही इकडेच ना माझ्या बिल्डिंगचं काय केलं मर्चंट काहीतरी नाम कोण नाम मर्चंट आहे तिथून चालले लगेच इकडनं जायचं एक मंदिर लागतं तिथून गेलं ना पुढचं पडी झालं वरती जायचं ना वरती जायचं तिथे लगेच ऑर्गॅनिक शॉप कारण की आपला जो साड्याची भांडी करतो म्हणजे टाकतच नाही पहिल्यापासून नाही टाकत पण काय त्याच्याकडे याच्याकडे किती गेलं ना अर्जंट आहे सध्या करून तरी तो करून मला असं वाटतं की बाकीचे